life feels full of excitement at the moment. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is just a general update. I'm 5 months into the carnivore diet and it's been going really well. I've been having to adjust things along the way and then readjust them again, and I forgot all about the fasting element and I've reintroduced it, and so it's been an up and down journey, but a really enjoyable one. And here we are, 5 months. What can I update you on? Let me have a think. Well, the biggest, most exciting thing that's happened in the past few days is that I have upgraded my solar panel batteries. Why is that relevant to the carnivore diet, you may ask? It's because we're coming to the winter, and when you're living off grid, obviously optimal conditions are when it's really sunny, and this is Asturias, so it's not as sunny as the rest of Spain, and when it's the winter months it's a little bit more like England. It's not quite as bad, it's no way as bad. In fact, it's several degrees warmer and extremely wonderful. But the problem is the hours of light. So, you know, you've got fewer hours of light overall. And what that meant for me is that I had no use of a fridge because I had a water pump installed that was way too big for the system. I was badly advised, and this thing has been here and it's been the bane of my life. All it did was degrade the batteries, and that meant that in the summer no problem, in the winter lots of problems. And it was getting to the point where they were so degraded that, like, by 4 in the afternoon on a cloudy day the alarm was going off. I didn't have enough electricity for lights to charge my phone, you know, not fun. And the way I was dealing with it with the carnivore diet was to have a freezer down in the village house. We have a village house and a mountain cabin that we move between, and the village house has a freezer in it. I prefer to spend most of my time up at the cabin because of the animals, but I was going backwards and forwards to this freezer so I could get my beef out of the freezer and let it sit and defrost for a day. It was just a lot of toing and froing. We were talking about digging a cold store because I couldn't afford the upgrade, and anyway, we decided that we just had to get the upgrade. We just had to get the upgrade, and because my wonderful partner Anthony is a solar panels engineer, he's fitted them, so that's really awesome. So I'll show you. I've got a working fridge. Here she is. Fizzy water, butter. They're not for me, they're for guests. And yeah, soon that will be for... Oh, there's a watermelon. I grew that in my garden. How random is that? That watermelon, right? Ta-da! There's another one. That is a pile of... That's a pile of manure. The watermelon grew in the pile of manure. That's my biggest piece of news. I will be able to see through the winter as a carnivore with a fridge. It's fucking awesome. It's totally awesome. I think one thing I'm concerned about with the diet still is finances. Yeah, and I do think that what I'm going to have to do is just live off eggs and bacon a lot more, which wouldn't be my preference. My preference would be to live off beef. But I love eggs and bacon. Although I don't like pork, I do like bacon. I've also discovered from chatting to people that the local butcher, who I did an interview with in a previous video, sells bacon. May not seem like a surprising thing to discover. But you see, in Spain, you have pork every which way you want it, except bacon. Spain does not sell bacon. There's one type of bacon that you get. I will get it. Hang on. This is the bacon that you get. I'm not recommending it, so I won't put a link. This bacon has got glucose added to it and a number of other additives. But it's the only bacon that I can find. So now I'm going to go back. I just didn't realise, because I thought that Spain was not a bacon country, so I didn't even ask the butcher if she did bacon. I don't know why. Unfortunately, I know that this isn't ideal. I'm going to have to buy less beef and concentrate on eggs and bacon. I get eggs every day from my chickens. I get 4 or 5 eggs every day, and I'm going to start buying the bacon from the butcher and supplement that with beef. There's no way around it. I simply can't afford it. It's every time I go to the supermarket, you know, it's starting to get over €100 every time. We're getting ant shopping as well, which is, he doesn't, you know, it's just too expensive. It's too expensive. Do other carnivores have this issue? Is it too expensive for you? It's my long-term plan to deal with this is that we are going to keep our own animals. That's the plan. It's just that at the moment, we're not in a position to do that yet. The other thing, I spoke to a local farmer about the possibility. He has lots of cows, and he was saying that he actually has too many cows and he needs to reduce his number of cows. Put the idea in my head, could I buy one of those cows for meat? And I spoke to him, and that is something that people do, and it is more economical. So maybe that's, before we get our own animals, maybe I would just go to Luis, the local farmer, and speak to him about acquiring a cow. I never thought this is the way I'd be going shopping in my life. But here we are. I think what everybody really wants to know about is how is my physical health and mental health. And I would say that great, absolutely great. I am absolutely full of energy, particularly since I re-implemented the fasting element of the diet. I realised that that does make it work better. You're less sluggish, and you kind of, I don't know, it just works. There's more energy. I'm still really enjoying the diet. Life feels full of excitement at the moment, and new projects and energy, and just, it's like I've been given a second chance, and I just can't wait to get stuck into all of our projects. We've really got some cool stuff coming up, me and Ant. I'm sure we'll fill you in at some point on what we've got going on. But to have the energy to be a meaningful part of our projects and plans is such a blessing. It's amazing. I'm not a passive recipient of other people's help or attention. I'm participating in creating these plans, and I can offer my help in certain aspects that previously I wouldn't have been able to do. I love that. That's never going to get old. Having my life back is never going to get old. It's also relevant, I suppose, to mention that the channel itself has been a huge part of my coming out of the place I was in and into a fuller life and a happier life. The channel's been a place where I can process all of this stuff and share the positive effects that I've experienced, so that other people may experiment with similar choices. So that in itself is a wonderful feeling, to feel that there's a space where this can go and start to benefit others. All the comments are just overwhelmingly wonderful. My channel just feels like a warm, kind community. Some of you have gone above and beyond. Adja Matthews, dude, you've gone above and beyond, like, thank you. To top it all off, this week I received my first payment from YouTube. I have not been in paid employment for so long that it's now almost impossible for me to get back into paid employment. Almost accidentally, this channel has become a source of income, and that is going to do one thing. It's going to mean I can afford to stay on the carnivore diet, and that means I will continue to be happy and healthy. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting my channel. The channel is now my job. YouTube's been my best friend. Like, the whole time I was housebound and using a wheelchair and completely alone, YouTube was my best friend, and I would watch people who had other chronic illnesses, who would talk about their experiences, and I would feel almost like I wasn't alone, you know, that these people were out there and they understood, you know. And I would watch other videos of people who were going off and living van life, and I know on YouTube, by YouTube standards, this is a tiny, tiny channel, but from my point of view, it's massive. So thank you. What else? I've got a neurologist appointment on Monday. Today is Saturday. So in 2 days' time, I'm going to take my camera down to the hospital in Oviedo, and I am hoping that my neurologist will agree to a interview. I've got a couple of questions that have come in from you guys on the community tab on the channel, and I've got a list of my own questions, about 10 questions. And I do get on well with my neurologist, so I do hope that he will agree. Not much of a long update today, but everything is going absolutely fantastic. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm mentally just bouncing around from one thing to the next. Lots of creativity, lots of short-term plans, long-term plans, all of them are super exciting, and without the carnivore diet, we would not be in this place. Oh, I've got a chicken on the table. So I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys are doing really well. Take care, see you next week. Bye.